Having seen what Chelsea have done against Tottenham, do you feel confident, Mark, that City are going to go to Chelsea and, because if they were to win that game, then that really makes a statement, doesn't it?
Listen, I'm old school. I panic about every game, during every game. So I'm certainly not going to be stupid enough to say we're going to go and get anything at Chelsea. It's always an hard place to go. They always say we've done well there now and again, but we don't always. It's not a completely happy hunting ground. But we'll be up for it. Chelsea will be up for it. It's a chance for them to be 6 points clear if I've got my maths correct. That's a big gap and it's not just a big gap because of two teams who might want to go for the title. It's because Chelsea are good. They won't drop loads of points. So, we could, like Adam said, we could do with just not losing that game away at Chelsea. I agree with everything Adam says about team selection. Certainly Kevin's got to play against Chelsea from the start, no messing about. I thought when he came on, it was the first time Southampton looked frightened. They'd been really calm all the way through the game, and that's why we scored the goal that was disallowed. It was basically panic, and they were booting the ball and getting in the corner flag. They hadn't done that at all up until Kevin coming on. So I actually think he frightens people. I think he'd put the wind up Chelsea more than others would. So you've got to play Kevin in that. And in terms of left back, I like Zinchenko much more than I like Cancelo there. And the reason is, it's not Zinchenko's the best left back in the world. It's more that he just doesn't give the ball away. So he keeps the ball. He doesn't create as much as Cancelo can, but we've got enough creativity in the team. We don't need, especially away at Chelsea, we don't need create more another like a left back who can be so creative. We just need to not give the ball away at the back. That goal, that penalty that was overturned, Kyle Walker, who's been great lately, gave the ball away, and we gave the ball away a lot against Southampton. If we do that against Chelsea, who are almost a counter-attacking team, even at home, we'll get battered. So we've got to not give the ball away. And Cancelo takes chances with the ball, and that's why he does well going forward, but he does it too much at the back for me, especially in left back when he's on like his wrong foot. So Zinchenko all day for me away at Chelsea. And I like Ake, and I've got a lot of time for him in the story about what happened on the Champions League, the untimely death of his father and stuff. But he is our fourth centre-half for me. So if we're lucky enough for Laporte or Stones to be fit, they play.
Tony?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think I'm sat here thinking, well, as good as De Bruyne is, and for me, it's probably our best midfielder. That being said, I don't think we can have a team that he's not going to play every game this season, and we've got to just accept that. So who comes in instead of him? And as I say, Bernardo for me has started fantastic this season, but also I look back to last season where, was it last season or the season before? I think it was last season, where we were at Anfield and we just weren't doing anything up front and we were just misfiring. And it wasn't until Phil came on and with his energy and kind of pushed the team on. And sometimes, and I think that was also the difference yesterday, was Foden when he came on, in terms of his running and his enthusiasm and just that youthful exuberance that he has when he comes on. And you only get that from youth players. I'm not saying we start all youth players, but you know what I mean? So for me, it's going to be a mixture, really. And Pep's going to do what Pep does. And I think that's what we're going to see over the next 3 games, is that we're going to see a lot of rotation. I think De Bruyne will start 2 out of the 3. But my worry is in Chelsea. I never go into any game similar to Mark in terms of confidence, but I saw somewhere before that in the second half of their game against Tottenham today, they had more shots on target than any other team this season, and that was 10 in one half. And if Southampton had that yesterday, one of them would have gone in. I think we got lucky with the penalty. I think if the shoe was on the other foot, we would have been screaming blue murder for that penalty. I think Moss was generally a terrible referee, but that's by the by. I didn't think that impacted on the game. I think that's just a byproduct of it. But for me, Chelsea look so far to be our nearest title contenders. And I think Liverpool are more top 3. I think, again, with Liverpool, similar to last season, they didn't really strengthen too well. Injuries will undo them. Whereas I think Chelsea have a strong squad and will be fighting or there or thereabouts with us at the end of the season.
I've got one final question then to ask you guys, because I've been observing and listening to what you said. as I always do. And the one player who's not got a name check at any point in these conversations, when you've been going through all the midfielders, all the influence, all the crucial things that they bring to the team, is a man who cost City £100 million in the summer, Jack Grealish.
I think that's because we're all under the presumption that he will start a few of these games because he's a £100 million player. But I was thinking this before when Mark was saying about last season and how fluid we were up top and this, that, and the other. And I think at the moment, the issue we're not that fluid is because of him. Now, that's not me saying he's crap, far from it. I think that last season, the players had that understanding, whereas Jesus drifted into the middle. Sterling knew, I'm going to go out left, or Mahrez, etc. And they were interchanging up top. Whereas at the moment, Grealish seems to stick to his side, and that's it. He's not had that time to work the Pep way and rotate. And I think give him a bit of time, we'll start to see that fluidity up top, and we won't necessarily miss that striker. But that's in time, and that's my issue at the moment is we've got a big month ahead of us, and we just don't have that time for those kind of things to come about. And it's whether the gap's too far before we find our gear, or whether we are going to come November find that gear and do all right. That's the unknown.
Yeah.
Although I do disagree with Adam of Sterling. I think he was unlucky yesterday, and I'll be quite happy for him to start any of the games.
Yeah, I think the reason why we didn't mention Grealish, because I would start him sort of every day of the week.
Absolutely.
In every game. I just think he's one of the only players I felt yesterday that when he got the ball, I felt like he was going to make something happen. I noticed before the game, I saw some great stats about how he started the season. It's saying per 90 minutes, he's made the most passes into the penalty area in the league. He's made the most carries into the penalty area in the league. He's made the most progressive passes in the league per 90, and he's received the most progressive passes too. And that just shows the potential that he's got. I think when he does, like Tony was saying, learn the system more and can get involved more centrally, then I think he's going to be unstoppable. He already is. He's already showing how great he's going to be and how much he'll be worth that money. But I think the reason why we didn't mention him is just a no-brainer for me.